I've been gone for a minute now. Back now. Sit back down. Darlings, I know I've been gone for a while. I've missed an episode of American Horror Story. I did not review it. I did not actually get to watch it until today. I know, I'm terrible. Absolutely terrible. However, here we are right now, and I'm going to be reviewing both episode 8 and episode 9 in this video. I'll be talking about Sojourn and Fire and Rain. Let's get into it. So, American Horror Story Apocalypse, episode 8, titled Sojourn, starts out with Michael finding out that Miss Mead was burned at the stake. She was just burnt up. Ariel, all of them little sneaky little warlocks, they got burned up too, but he didn't care about them. All he cared about was Miss Mead. And here comes Cordelia to just make everything worse by saying, "Oh, we know there were bad influences on you, but we can make you great. We can make you a good boy." And he was just like, "Bitch, what? So you just killed the only people who were guiding me and who I trust, and you think for some reason that I'm going to go with you?" He's like, "No, boo-boo. Not going with you, Cordelia. You have done nothing but make things worse in my life. And now I'm basically stuck here without knowing what to do. And I'm the Antichrist, so I need to know what to do. I need to know my instruction to usher in the end of days." So Michael is still sulking, and he's like, "I'm going to kill all the witches. That's my only plan. That's the only plan I have right now. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it." So he sets off into the forest and basically waited there for 4 days because he's asking his father for instructions and he's getting absolutely nothing. So he decided to kneel in the middle of the forest and inside of a pentagram, hoping that he'll get some signs. While kneeling in the pentagram in the middle of the forest, he sees a child asking him if he wants a Fanta. "Don't you wanna Fanta? Don't you wanna Fanta?" And there's a little girl who asks him if he wanted an apple. These angelic looking children are wearing all white. And then here comes Anton LaVey, pops up, telling him about his prophecy that he needs to fulfill. And then he turns into an angel when Michael grabs him by the neck. And the angel is there for a second, and then, boom, a goat. Michael sees the goat and pulls out his knife, cuts the goat's throat, and ripped out the horns. Yeah. Snakes start coming out of the goat's horn, or out of the space where the goat's horns used to be. And that was just so frightening and creepy, and I don't know what kind of sign that was supposed to be, or if the creators of the show is like, it's been like a minute since we remind them that he is in fact the Antichrist. So let's throw some snakes coming out of this dead goat's horns like that. That looked demonic, doesn't it? Michael gets up and kept walking until he is in the middle of the city, and he goes into this alleyway, and lo and behold, he finds a church of Satan. They're worshiping, and he joined in. He does not say anything. He sits in the back, and he made a friend because she saw that he was hungry, and she offered to make him food. And then she takes him home and gave him some food, and she talks about how great Satan is. What to do? She talked about selling her soul and all the riches that she gained from selling her soul, when this lady looked like she's living your average, normal, lower middle class life. She's not completely poor, but she's surviving. She has a lazy boy. But, she's living it up, I guess. She's getting knocked boots with Ryan Reynolds and Brad Pitt, so kudos to her. So Michael reveals to her that he's in fact the Antichrist, and he's exactly the person who she's been waiting for basically her entire life, or her entire tenure of being a Satanist. And she tries to kill him because she's like, "Oh, dare you perform such blasphemy in front of my sight?" He shows her the body mods of the 666 behind his ears, and she was like, "Oh, well, hell." She interrupts a black mass to say the sacrifice belongs to Michael because he is the Antichrist, and he needs to basically, show the rest of them that he will be ushering in the end of the world. So he kills 2 people in the Black Mass. Hooray. I'm just watching this episode thinking, so we're not going to find out what happened to Emily and Timothy? Okay, let's worship. So they sacrificed those 2 people in front of the entire church, and they agreed that he is the Antichrist because he has the mark of the beast. So they take him to their weekly potluck, and everybody wants him to eat their food, and he's just like, "Okay, I'm just eating. I'm trying to eat." So Michael disclosed to his brand new friend that he had a person who was telling him what to do before, and she died, so he doesn't know what to do. So she comes up with an idea to get him his friend back. So Michael's new friend takes him to Silicon Valley, and she explains to him that he doesn't need to know exactly where he's going, but because she's basically taking care of everything. We find Miss Venerable running, basically operating this robotic company in Silicon Valley. She is one of the basically main, I wouldn't say secretary, she's more like she's like the main hand. But she has the authority to fire anyone that's under her. She's just like, she's doing the work that is required to run a company. For bowl cut number 1 and bowl cut number 2, which is Billy Eichner and Evan Peters. Yes, Evan Peters is on his 4th character this season, and I call him bowl cut number 2. The reason why bowl cut number 1 and bowl cut number 2 are so important, or they have such a large company, is from selling their souls to the devil. I guess the takeaway from this episode will be that, if you sell your soul to the devil, then you get to bang Ryan Reynolds, because it seems like that's what they're all doing. They get Ryan Reynolds on Thursday. So I guess, he has a whole schedule jam-packed. I don't know who gets him on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But they got him on Thursday, and the other lady got him on Friday, so, Bowl cut number 1 and bowl cut number 2 makes robots, and these robots are so lifelike, and as soon as we get introduced to them, we automatically know, okay, well, they must be the one who made Miss Mead, the robotic Miss Mead, that is. And here we are, and we find out that they have a guest at the door, which we can only automatically guess that it is Michael. And they said, "Oh, send him in to the other side." So they knew he was coming, and he comes in, and they're talking to him. They're like, "Dude, you're not even scary. I'm not peeing my pants. Look at you. You're cute and all, but no, you're not doing the whole 666 thing for me." I'm like, "No, I need some scary shit." And Michael was like, "Okay, then I might as well just leave because y'all sound like idiots." And they called him back, and he proved to them that he was and is the Antichrist by blowing up the girl that was in there for some reason, because she's a prostitute, I'm assuming. He blows her up, she's dead, and they got the message, "Don't mess with Michael, he's the Antichrist." And they bow down. Bow down, bitches, bow down, bitches. So they tell him that all they need from him is information about Miss Mead, and that's how they'll be able to recreate her just as she was. And he gave them a picture, and voila, they create her. Cordelia is having a conversation with Mallory about her powers and why her powers might not be working as they were before. And she explains that she put up a wall of protection around the school. However, outside we see the voodoo priestess walking up the stairs, and she is performing a ritual, and we know exactly what's about to happen. She took down the veil of protection around the Robichaux school, and here comes Michael. Apparently, Michael promised her a spot on television. She basically got greenlit for, what, 13 episodes? Is that what she said? Queenie and Zoe's inside, and they basically try to fight back. They, send the nails and all kind of stuff towards Michael and Ms. Mead, but Michael's power was stronger than theirs at that moment, and he turned the nails back on them, so it just went through everyone. And then we find out that Miss Mead's arm comes off to turn into a gun, and she just shoot everyone. Queenie tried to kill them by cutting their own throat, but it's just like some sort of milky substance come out of Miss Mead, who's basically a host from Westworld at this point. Mallory, Myrtle, and Cordelia was able to escape because they were upstairs the whole time talking to Mallory, trying to figure out what's going on. Is it the fact that she is supposed to be the next Supreme? Is that the reason why her powers are messing up? What's going on with Mallory? But we find them later on at Misty's swamp, and they're hiding out, and Madison Montgomery's there, and Cordelia is somehow going back and trying to revive the girls. However, she's not successful at that because it's like they don't exist, they completely disappear. And Madison revealed to them something that she didn't tell them for some reason for so long, and it's that Michael can make you cease to exist, basically. You're completely dead, you are not in your personal hell, you are beyond that, you're not existing in any sort of time and space. So Cordelia is obviously pissed at Madison Montgomery. She slaps her, but she just didn't know that that would be a thing that you are supposed to tell, I guess. Sorry about the shift in lighting. A huge chunk of my video got deleted, so here I am trying to remember where I left off on. So bowl cut number 1 and bowl cut number 2 tells Michael about their secret society, which is basically the Illuminati, but now they're rebranding it as a corporation because, too much people are finding out about the Illuminati. They tell him about all the people who are involved, like Warren Buffett, the Clintons, minus Hillary, of course. They don't want her in there, it seems. And they basically set him up to go and usher in the end of the world. However, he says that he doesn't have the power to do so. And they're like, dude, you don't need powers. You got science on your side. All you need to do is to get the biggest bombs in the world and kaboom, in the world. So in order for him to get these bombs or get the access to all of this stuff, he will have to deal with the Illuminati, the cooperation. So they send him to a retreat where he tells everyone that he will be ending the world and they will be safe as long as they help him, and them and their family will have a spot in one of the outposts. Back at the swamp, Myrtle finds this spell that's never worked before, but she believes that maybe Mallory is the perfect witch to complete this spell. And it's about going back into the past and changing something to make the world a different place. They send Mallory back into the past, back to 1918, to basically save Anastasia. However, her first try was unsuccessful, and Mallory basically screamed her way out of it with her eyes bleeding, saying that she needs to go back and help. But too late, and Cordelia don't think that they should be taking that chance. And I'm like, you already sent her there, you might as well send her back. Like, do it again. Bowl cut number 1 and bowl cut number 2 also let Miss Venerable in on the secret society information, telling her that at the end she will be able to run her own outpost. She'd have full control over people. She could tell them what to do whenever. She will never be called Babe, because don't call her Babe, because she's a boss bitch, okay? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.